Today's performance and results?
Yeah, I think there's two main topics. I think there's how the game played out, and then there's obviously certain moments in the game that could be classed as game changers. I think that we were preparing for one of, if not the toughest game so far this season. We knew what the size of the challenge of the game that was coming. First 30 minutes was tough for sure, but we knew that there'd probably be spells where Chelsea would have dominance and territory, and you have to prepare for that. And we've given away a really soft goal, and they've had some dangerous moments. But what I felt needed improving mostly in the first half was when we actually got the ball. We didn't. You saw that when we played, probably the last maybe 50 minutes of the first half, when we started to show good transition, make some passes, get in position, and move our way through the pitch as we planned. We created two good chances with Kasey and Wilf. So okay, I know it was a tough first 30 minutes, but generally defensively we were okay. Mads made a good save through Noni, but we give away that goal that we do. And it's a game then we have to try and get back into. So half-time was about doing better with the ball and believing in ourselves and playing with courage and showing that when we do, this is what can happen. And then just getting a bit further up the pitch with the press. But while doing that, knowing that if Chelsea do get through, then you're opening yourself up to them being at their strongest and most threatening. But that's a sort of small risk that we had to take, because obviously everyone knows the level of player they've brought in and etc. and they're in a good way, in a good moment, and they should be. So you want to try and counteract that as much as you can. Yeah, and then so the second half sort of played, and then we could have, again, when we got into decent areas, could have done a bit more with our quality in the final third. But then we do create, the first penalty decision and second as well. So and you need moments against, when you play against teams like Chelsea, when you're a team like where we're at, it's about capitalising on your moments and hoping that if it is moments like referees' decisions, that the game's refereed in the right way, and there's some on us that we can do better with our final third play and the chances we created and set pieces. We've got to be more of a threat on and things like that. But then obviously, even the penalty that is given, they're given offside when he's like half a yard on. So yeah, we've had a tough season with this referee this year, which you local guys will know a lot more about. Yeah, I thought, listen, I don't just want to talk about the decisions. I've given you a fair analysis of the game. But at the same time, this is the last thing the PGMOL needed this weekend was not just a game with a performance like that, but being the first game as well. So I felt a bit sorry for Howard and that, but that's how it is.
Have they given you any explanation of why he wasn't overturned on field?
No, they put it up on the screen as well, didn't they? Yeah, so yeah. So no, like I said, all of your colleagues with the radio and TV, and there's a lot of them here today. It's been the first question they've asked us about, poor decisions, but we can't do anything about it now, apart from, I think, just maybe officially speak to whoever we need to speak to, and just hope that in general things can get to the level that we all want it to be at to help the game.
You mentioned it yourself, though, it's the first goal you can see.
Yeah.
You defended really well when you were pinned back, but then when you go long from a goal kick,
second balls and
Wow doesn't deal with it again. There's been a lot of individual errors this season from certain players.
Yeah, maybe, but I ain't gonna be that guy that the only person I ever want speaking about in a negative way in press conferences is me. It won't happen with players, even if I think it or not. Just won't happen. So we stick together, and players, everybody will make mistakes. Everyone will do good things, but the most important thing is that you stick together and you carry on with your plan and take ownership of the stuff that needs to improve on and try and repeat the stuff that you feel is going strongly as well or well as well. And I'm more interested in that, Rob, to be honest.
Sorry, can you just clear up?
Sorry, John.
Can you just clear up why you were booked?
I think it was that's our luck as well, isn't it? That the linesman pulls his calf, and then did you notice that? They changed. Yeah, the fourth official was in the second half was the linesman over the far side. In the first half, he got injured, which is it can happen, I guess. So the fourth official's gone. The linesman, he's going to give offside for the penalty, the second one, and the two decisions down the bottom where he give free kicks, and he is a referee as well. For that really. But I think that maybe was a little bit of probably a bit of self-protection for the officials of how they were doing at that time, rather than actual, what I might have said, because
They should be clear on the first penalty. Did the VAR not recommend?
I know, and I think that's probably going to be as much of a talking point as actually the poor decision is how inconsistent that seems to be as well. So is the on the pitch stuff and the whole VAR debate goes on, I know, but they're half causing problems for themselves, and everybody wants to help. You want it to get better, but then when you're on the wrong end of it, it's so frustrating. So I feel sorry for Howard this weekend. With everything, they just needed a really clean week, and I hope today's not the start of the rest of the weekend. I'm sure it won't be as bad as that.
How much will that be?
Yeah, so and we, when I said about needed to do better with the ball, Winksy will start that as more than anybody else for us. That's his super strength, isn't it? Is controlling of games and his ability to start attacks or keep momentum in the game. So it was a blow, to be honest, in coming off, and maybe that did have an interference with why we didn't have enough good moments with the ball first half. It's added to a phase that we're going through with injuries. It hasn't been a clean week. Been lots of lads a couple of days ago I didn't think was going to be fit for today, and they've managed to get themselves ready to go. Some of them starting, some of them coming off the bench. Very little training, no excuse, by the way, but it's been tough really to prepare everybody in the way that you'd like, but that can happen. Chelsea are missing some players today as well, obviously, albeit the replacements are all right. I think it's his groin, yeah, so it's our fingers crossed that sometimes these things can be a week, sometimes they can be, we saw what happened with the Ricardo,
Steve, sorry if I'm being slow here, but when you say it's the last of the PGMOL meeting, you refer to the dead.
Well, not. I don't want to go into one particular thing, but it's definitely been topical, isn't it? Refereeing this season, and I guess everybody wants it to be at the level that it should be at, and then I think when international breaks give a chance to talk about other things, and referees have been that. So unfortunately, it'll be the case when you talk about this game as well today. Hi, George. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that congratulations to him. Making a Premier League start is always a great honour, particularly his story of coming through, etc. And he's waited patiently, a little bit in the wings, really, and literally, and we felt that we needed attacking penetration on that side of the pitch today, and obviously with Abdul being injured, we felt it was good to give Kasey an opportunity. We felt he'd done some decent things in the United League Cup game, and definitely come off the bench a couple of times and looked like he's ready to be given an opportunity. So it's obviously a tough game for him to have loads of the threat he would have liked to have had, but committed to the plan, and good for him to get his first start out the way.
When you said it midweek about with Abdul being out playing owning the shirt, maybe one of those to take the opportunity.
Yeah, Bilal had some good moments in the game today, and like I said, I'm not gonna. I thought, I don't want this. Sometimes these things can be whatever. I thought there was some players that did take opportunities today and did play well in what is a really tough game. Caleb come back into the game today. you know, it's a tough game playing against how they play and the attackers they have. You have to handle them tactically. You have to handle them individually. And I thought some guys, obviously we're disappointed that we lost, but some guys can walk off the pitch today knowing, certainly the young guys, that they did some decent things. And the guys you mentioned, I think, are in that category.
Squad reason behind that.
Just football, nothing untoward in terms of injuries, etc. I think because what I was saying that we had some injuries and we had some guys going into the game where we thought if this doesn't work out, we might have to make this change. We just needed certain cover in certain areas on the bench, and it was football decisions, that's all. But like I said, I'll be back in the mix, I'm sure, next week.
Just ask us some complaints about some of the tackles from Leicester as well, so on the other side maybe benefit from football. Ndidi and Sumari, I don't know if you thought of that.
I haven't seen them, but I'm not going to hide away and just say we was us that had all the bad luck today. I have heard that there was a couple of decisions. I think Wilfred's one has got mentioned more than others. I'm being really honest, I've not seen them, and if I'm being honest, I've only seen the penalty decisions back largely because they were on the screen. But I haven't seen them, but I did hear that that added to the referee's performance today as well. So I'm not going to swerve that one.
Do you think you'll have an issue with Andy repping your games in the future?
I shouldn't get into that, should I? I'd love to answer that, to be honest, but no, because I'll be sitting in the director's box again somewhere, or in press box with you guys. Yeah, interesting season, isn't it, with him, for sure, and sometimes it can go like that.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that it? Yeah, hold on.